Hello there and welcome to Yvonne's Seaside Cottage. I have been AWOL. We had an unexpected lovely little trip down to Bathurst to visit our family down there and have our Christmas down there. Early Christmas, because the flights, you kind of catch 2 flights to get to Bathurst. So yeah, but I've been doing an exciting project which I'd like to share with you. I've been going to Fifi's Fabricology in Burleigh and they'll be closing at Christmas. However, they had a felting group there with the fabulous Sandy and Judy, and I have been making this little bunny. Now when you order there from them, if you order some felt and you ask them for Sandy and Judy's design, they will send you the pattern as well for these fabulous little bunnies. They are so much fun to make and they're not, really difficult, and you can make them as decorative or as simple as you like. And I just wanted another little project that I could do in between my Roxy's project and some other projects that was just very simple. And they come in all sorts of designs. Let me see. I just don't want to give away any of their kind of patterns, but there's some little bears, which is so cute. And you can kind of see, I'm sorry about the shine on that. There you go. You can kind of see the different variety and imagination in the little bears. So, and then there's, he reminds me of Yogi Bear. They are super cute, yeah. So if you just give them a ring, or when you're ordering, just ask if you can have the patterns. And then there's the llamas, aren't they cute? So many different things. And then there's the larger bears, sort of small and large bears. Very, very cute. So what I decided to do was the bunny for Miss Ruby. So yeah, the little bunny design for Miss Ruby. And she's going to be Lacy the Lop bunny. So what I've got is I didn't use felt. You can either use felt or the beautiful, it's Sue Spargo wool. And this is LN25 and it's in the salmon. It is the most luxurious thing I can tell you to stitch into. And I didn't realize, but felt tends to pill a bit. I had no idea of that, but Sandy and Judy very kindly said, look, the felt can pill a bit. It's great to work with. Yeah, so give it a go. So I ended up with the salmon. This is the salmon. And then in the lolly jar, the Liberty lolly jar, as I call it, the one that doesn't get you fat, was this really nice kind of salmon, little bits of salmon in that to go with it. And I also had this lovely lace handkerchief because I didn't want, this time of year we're all a bit pushed for time, I think. There's lots going on. So I didn't really want to do too much embroidery. So I had this lace handkerchief that I nibbled into. It's got little holes here and there, but nonetheless it's a beautiful lace. This is actually a coral generic that was in a pack of something else, so I can't really tell you what it is. It's just called coral. It was in a pack of some other project that I had. I can't even remember what it was. And then I've got these little flowers. Yeah, so this is Lacy the Lop bunny. Now this is the back side of Lacy. That's good, isn't it? We're starting with the back side. So I've just done a bit of the wool. I've cut out a little flower shape of the Liberty and just popped a flower there. Her little arm there, which is very badly stitched on, but I'm hoping that when I do the stuffing, it'll, you're not going to get a microscope and look at my stitching, are you? And I've made her a little dress with the lace. Just popped a little flower there for the paw, and she's got two little flowery boots on. And this is quite wonky stitching, but I'm just going to embrace it. It's the first time I've kind of attempted to stitch eyes. So one eye is a bit brighter than the other, but that won't matter because her little, I've just put a bit of, inside the ear, I've put the Liberty on that side and the wool on that side. I've just put a little piece there so that it looks like the inside of the ear, and just a very fine batting that you iron on. So that was nice and simple. But I want this little, well, I would like this little ear to flop forward. So she's going to have one ear that flops back and one little ear that flops forward. So yeah, that I'm such a big kid and I've been having so much fun. They are so simple to make. They really are. And you know, I buy all my own materials. I don't, I'm not sponsored by anybody. So I think the felt wasn't very dear at all. You could get a felt pack for not too much money. And the felt was quite acceptable. It's just that I saw this colour and really thought it went well with the Liberty. Yeah, and you know, it hasn't taken me long to stitch this together at all in front of the tally as I do. So probably before I stitch it together, I thought I'd just bring you along for a bit of the journey anyway, is you need to do all the outside bits first. Otherwise, once you've stuffed it, it might be a little bit difficult. However, oh dear, I'll just have to pause that. There's somebody at the door. Well, that was quite fortunate. It was a parcel. So that'll work in quite well with the video. Of course, these Black Friday deals, oh my goodness me. They're a bit encouraging, aren't they? Anyhow, I'll just quickly show you what came. So I have a terrible job with keeping my stitching. These were from Amazon, but you can get them on all the other sites as well. So yeah, they're little guides, and you hold them like that, and they what am I trying to say? Get your words out, everyone. You just hold onto your, pop your thumb in there, and then you've got a little stitching guide along there. And you know, they're not too much money. They're quite a cheap thing, but it just helps you with guiding your stitches, which I thought was quite cute. And plus I like the one with the thumb in it. So they come in, these were on Amazon. They come in all different sizes. Just took my glasses off to go and get the door. That was a bit unfortunate. So yeah, that's a 3, that's a 4, and that's a 4. Oh, okay. So we've got 2 4s and 2 3s and 2 4s. Yeah. By the look of it. Oh well. Yeah. Well, I guess you could put the 2 together, couldn't you, if you wanted to? Anyhow, they'll be happy with my stitching because I just, it upsets my apple box. It's the OCD kicking in. And also, now, I brought a bowl a little while ago, so I've got the repair kit in an auction and it got broken. So this is I have no idea how to say this. This is an interruption to the bunny, isn't it? Poor bunny. Bunny's gone a bit westward. Right. Wow. Oh, well, it's well packaged, isn't it? Yeah, so you've got your nicely presented little kit. I'm probably not going to be able to make this without a noise, I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, good instructions. You've got all your little gold bits to make a repair to the bowl. Well, that's interesting. Gosh, there's a lot of stuff in there. All the stuff that you need. Well, that's good, isn't it? I'll just show you what I'm on about. So you've got the little, apply the gold powder, and you must have like a resin that you put on it. And that will be quite nice actually, because it just means that, you know, something that might have a little chip in it, you can quite nicely repair it. So I'll give it a go. I'll do a video as I do it. Probably not before Christmas, however. Things are getting a bit tense. There's so much going on. But anyhow, that'll be a really nice little, you've got a nice little bag to pop all the bits in. Mixing things. What else we got? The glue. Bio-based glue. Well, that's a good thing. I'm a bit allergic to glue, so I'm always a bit careful when I get them. So yeah, I reckon that'll be just a lot of fun. And you know, you're working on a piece of crockery that's already broken, so what's the worst that can happen? You can destroy it completely, but however. Now I've just got to lean over here a bit further. Hopefully my big head isn't going to get in the way. Let me hang on a minute. I've cornered myself in here a little bit. Right. So, and I've also got this, which is what's on their deals. Their and the lovely Judy, when we were doing this felting course, she bought one of these, and these are a mat. I'm loving the design on this. This is your mat for, you know, you put your dish tray on. It's a dish mat. That's what I'm trying to come at. But these were on special on, not that I'm promoting anybody, Amazon. And I just loved it. It's kind of got the Williams look about it. Doesn't say anything about that. It says oil painting style. Anyway, but however, I have been wanting to make, and I don't know whether I have got another one coming, but it's on back order. What Judy did was she folded the one that she had in half, and she put a zip in the top and turned it into an iPad case or a, I hope I'm not stealing her ideas, but it was such a wonderful idea. I thought I'd share. I'm sure she won't mind if I share it with you. Turned it into a really nice case for putting her work in, and it's got this rubber back, so it's quite a durable thing, which I was thinking for my iPad would be really super good. So there's another idea for you. And I just love the pattern on this one. It was just such a pretty pattern. I couldn't help myself. All right, so that's good. That's all very good. So I do have another one of those coming. So that'll be very interesting. Now back to Miss Bunny. Lacy the Lop bunny. Oh my goodness me. So I've had so much fun doing this, I really have. So the next bit for me to do really before I can stuff the bunny, and I can see I'll be making all of these, and they can just, you know, sit on the Miss Ruby quilt, the Roxy's Journal of Citrus Gathered Things Miss Ruby quilt, and these can sit at the top of the bed. Very, very cute. So I've cut out a few more of these little flowers, and they do have a right way up, which is, there's just a little raised edge there, which doesn't particularly matter, it's just that I know they're there. Thread it up there, and what I thought I'd do is, hopefully this isn't going to be too boring for you, is do like a little flower arrangement, like a little paw print on the back here. There. Now this one here, I actually did a French knot, but unfortunately it got a bit stuck. But anyhow, so I'm not going to do that on that. I'm just going to have to sew them on. Yeah, so I thought that would be quite cute. So I'll probably film this maybe over a couple of days. I'll come back to it. Tomorrow's a very busy day. I'm off with my sit and stitch ladies at Fifi's. And in the morning, I'm off down to, because Fifi's is closing, where my dad resides at Blue Carrot, they have a church there. And they also have a group of ladies there. So I'm off to meet them tomorrow. So that will be very exciting, and hopefully we can find another sit and stitch group. Yeah, so that's my idea for this little bunny. So I'm just going to sew these on. Well, I hope you've all been well while I've been away. We had such a glorious holiday, and we had a lovely Christmas celebration, and we shared our presents and a beautiful meal, and actually managed to catch up inadvertently with one of my friends. It was just a whirlwind visit, so we kind of didn't really arrange too much, you know, to meet some of our friends down there. We didn't have a lot of time. But coming up the main street was one of my oldest friends, and I was so pleased to see her. It was just so lovely. Yeah, so that was just a bit of a surprise. We kind of were able to fit it in before Christmas, and we thought, oh, we'll do that. And little Miss Ruby, of course, is growing in leaps and bounds, and I kind of really don't want to miss out on anything that's happening with her. So hopefully your Christmas arrangements are coming along, and I'm just going to run that. Don't look at my terrible stitching, but rather than cut it off and knot it, I'm just going to secure that on the back there, so that if that little bit's secured, I can hear Jennifer's voice in the background. Secure your work. It's not a bad thing, really, is it? Here we go. Let's give this a go. So that doesn't pucker. I tell you what, these clover needles are the sharpest thing ever, and they're so fine. I absolutely love them. They're the gold, the number 9 gold tipped needle. They're not a long needle. They're a short little needle, but they are thin and sharp. Now, you don't want to be poking yourself with them. I can give you the tip. However, they just about go through anything. They really do. So what new projects have you been up to? I guess everybody is so busy this time of year that, you know, I've also, I think these will be lovely little projects for me to do just sitting in front of the TV. I've also decided that next year, I was speaking to my daughter, and she's always wanted a quilt. And after doing the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, I feel as if, you know, I could make a quilt. Because having done that sort of in blocks, I'm kind of thinking that I can, you know, possibly manage a quilt. So I'll just knot that at the back there. These are just a bit of fun. Just adding a bit of decoration to the bunny, Lacy the bunny. I feel as if I could, you know, in sections manage a quilt. So I'm going to do that next year, and I've brought the birdhouse pattern, which isn't too hard. It doesn't need to be, I tell you, not for my brain. So my lovely daughter has always wanted a handmade quilt, so that'll be my next year's project. Will be, and I'll show you the pattern for that when I start it, which will be heaps of fun. So what have you all been watching on the TV? I've just discovered that on ABC iView, they have the Portrait Artist of the Year, the Australian one, and oh my gosh, it is so good. So if you want to catch up with that, it's on iView. they had the Man from the Muster Dogs, which is also an ABC project where they, oh my goodness me, where they muster the dogs and they have a prize. So they had him there. Unfortunately, his dear dog passed away. Right, so that was a quick little stitch on some flowers. Did not take long at all. There we go. I'll give that a good knot. These great scissors. I'm just in love with these scissors. Oh my goodness. What a game changer they've turned out to be. The trouble is I'm kind of using them for most things, which I probably shouldn't. Now, I don't really want to put it, any little beads or anything on this because it's going to be for Miss Ruby and I don't want her particularly pulling anything off. So I'm just leaving those plain, but I don't think she'll whip these off. I've sewn them on fairly securely. So I think we'll be right with that. Just give this a bit of a, I could do the quilter's knot on it, but there's a bit of a knot on the end of that. Now, we've got 3 more of these little fellows to put on. So yeah, the other thing that I have watched, and it is also on ABC, and I think it's probably a fairly new show, and it's called The Piano. Oh my gosh, it's got Harry Connick Jr. in it, and it's got, I've unfortunately forgotten her name. Amanda Keller is the presenter of the show. And the one that I've watched, they've been at the Sydney railway station and they've had all different people just come and play the piano at the Sydney railway station. Oh, and the stories, they'd bring tears to your eyes. They really would. It's a lovely show. And it's not just, Harry Connick Jr. and, oh gosh, the other presenter, I've forgotten her name too. Never mind. Are hiding, so these performers don't know that they're watching them. They just think that they're coming to the railway station for the experience, I guess. But gee, some of the stories, and the music's beautiful. It's not just, Izzy, Stumpy, come in here now, please. It's not just, it's kind of getting to that time of day where they want to go out. What am I trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted? It's not just the piano playing, it's the stories. And gosh, what's happened there? Oh, there we go. There's a funny little knot in that. You get a knot in a straight line. How does that happen? Who would know? I'm going to have to pause the video, sorry. Oh, we'll try again. Something upset her apple box. Once she starts, it's very hard to stop her. She gets a bee in a bonnet. Come on. Anyway, it's quite nice. They sing and the stories that these people have. Australia has such a wonderful, diverse group of people that and talent. It's amazing. So anyway, what are your favourite shows? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you've been up to. I haven't even got on to my Christmas makes yet. I got a wonderful parcel from a lovely lady with some beautiful Christmas fabrics, because I haven't to mention I didn't have many. I've got lots now, so I need to make a banner for the door, so there's lots of things to be done. So yeah, I've got to get onto that as well. We usually hang a little banner outside the door, and I don't think I knotted that last one off either. A little bit of sewing. So I'll probably do this over a few days, because you certainly don't want to be sitting here watching me stitch all these on. But I just thought I'd have a quick catch up, say hello, and just show you my latest little project, which is just fun. It's just a fun thing to do. And of course you've got, I had all these little lacy bits and a lacy hanky all in my collection of things. So really the only thing I bought was, I didn't have the wool in the colour that I liked. So I got a piece of that, and I'll use this in needle books, the other bit of it. Go in needle books and probably on some other, you know, maybe on a llama or a bear. Certainly won't go astray. And the texture of the wool is lovely in my hands. It's not that itchy, sneezy or stiff. It's just a beautiful, and it sews absolutely beautifully. All right, so they're a bit fiddly to do these, but I thought they might make a nice little, there wasn't much on the back of the bunny. And I really didn't have the concentration at this time of year. I just didn't feel like doing any embroidery on the bunny. A lot, you know, some Sandy and Judy have done some lovely embroidery on their bunnies. I don't know if you can see. It's little lazy daisies. Cute. And they've both got different faces, and yeah. I just really didn't feel like it. And sometimes when I'm watching the tally too, the light isn't that good for doing embroidery. So I just wanted to sew a little bunny and see how it went. So Lacy the Lop-eared bunny has emerged. Okay, all right, I'm probably going to pause that there. I think I've got all the outside elements on, and I'll take this to my sewing group tomorrow. I've got to get, I don't have stuffing, but the ladies have suggested the best thing for stuffing is to buy a pillow and get the stuffing out of that. So that's the back there. I'm just doing a blanket stitch. This was all a bit messy, but around the edge. And then that'll be the front of Bunny. So once she's stuffed, Lacy's all, that sounds good, isn't it? I'm stuffing Lacy. Here's her other little arm there to go on. And I'm just going to wrap that lace around the back there. There we go. That's what she'll look like. And when she's all stuffed, I'll come back and show you. But in between times, when I do the blanket stitch, I now have these little, I'll let you know how these go. It might not be very successful, I don't know. But at least it'll give me a bit of a guide. I'm a bit of a neat nut. I just hate it that I can't stitch and get my spacing of my stitches very neat. I mean, you can see on there, I've gone all right there for a little while, and it really does help to have the right colour. But on the back's a bit, never mind, we've got to embrace the wonk. So I'll pause it there, and I'll continue. Just stay tuned for the rest of Lacy the Lop-eared bunny. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch up with you soon.